Welcome back to Hardcore Hotline. It's worse this time, we promise. We are joined today by Justin Fornoff and Elaine Dalton from Wristmeetrazor. That's right, we have two people from the same band. We're in the big leagues now. So, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
We're here. Can you tell us a little bit about the history of Wristmeetrazor, but can you make up some parts of it to make it sound more interesting?
Yeah, it definitely needs some of that.
Yeah.
Well, we started on Mars in 2017, and then
Mhm.
at some point in time, we traveled via via time travel to this universe in this time frame to start a band. We have completely different members, and we constantly change because all of our members have to go back to our home planet. And ultimately, right now, we're just trying to find a group of people that will all want to stay long enough to uh, form our own cult.
Yeah. Forming cults these days is so difficult. I feel like it's an oversaturated market. Like,
Yeah,
everywhere you go, there's already a cult set up. What are you supposed to do?
I agree.
So,
I They're also cults are also one of those things that have gotten kind of trendy. After
mm,
the whole Haley Bob Comet thing, like now everyone
yeah.
thinks it's cool. It's not
I-
supposed to be.
it's not all matching outfits and Kool-Aid.
Exactly. Exactly.
There's hard labor, there's giving up all of your money and not sleeping for days. People always forget about that part, but you
Hmm.
guys are keeping it real.
We only let the alien come out a little bit.
Mhm.
See, in our eyes, we ultimately let down the mask just enough so you could see enough of who we are, but not too much because we still have to be look like humans.
Yeah, such fun mystery. Yeah, speaking
Hmm.
of time machine, the first time that we saw you, we thought that we had stumbled into a time machine and gone back to Ozfest 1998 and we're watching Coal Chamber. And
Hmm.
then we saw your website and it looks like it's from the same general time and hosted on GeoCities. Is this all on purpose or are you actually lost in time from 1998? Eh,
I mean, we're trying to
I'd say both.
Okay.
we're
Mentally
we're
lost in time from 1998 for
we're
sure.
we're trying to assimilate with y'all. We
Yeah,
just don't really know how to.
Mhm.
catching up.
It's hard.
Yeah, you're a few years behind, but maybe you'll get there. But
Well,
Jinkos are making their way back.
Jacob's are
The
cool again.
the young ones are wearing them, but we don't think that the new ones fit an entire Nintendo NES system in the back
they don't
pockets.
even know
Pockets aren't
how
as
to
big
wear
anymore.
them. They don't even know how to wear them. You're supposed to put lots of stuff in those pockets. You're not just supposed to wear them for fun. Like
Hmm.
the pockets have a purpose.
Hmm.
Yeah,
When will they understand?
That's why the waist is tight, but the legs are baggy. You need something to hold up all that weight. Can't wear a belt with them. They got to sit above your hip bones.
Yeah.
fashion advice. Finally, this is what we
Yeah.
need on this show. People are always like, just wear a black band shirt and camo shorts. That only gets you so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also you don't have enough storage space in camo shorts.
Never enough.
Even if
You
you get
don't.
military cargos, there's some pockets, but they're not big enough.
They're so
Bigger
tiny.
pockets.
The
And
tiny
I
pockets.
have a time machine. I've been to Vietnam. I know what that was like. They had real camo shorts. I don't know what's going on with these people now, these imposters.
Have you
Can't
thought
hold
about
anything in
bringing
those.
some back and maybe, putting them on a TikTok shop?
That's a good idea, actually. That's a good idea.
You're
I'm
welcome.
not I'm
We're
probably gonna steal that, yeah.
People often steal our amazing ideas. We never get any credit, which is why our call center has leaks from the roof these days, but that's fine.
Mm.
So, back to your music that you like to call it. So, you have an album, another one, and it's coming
Another
out on
one.
March 29th. Yeah, another one. And this one is called D Generation,
Hmm.
and it's out March 29th. And we saw that you guys isolated yourself in a cabin in the woods in New Jersey,
Hmm.
which is certainly a place. Why did you
Hmm.
decide that this was the best way to record an album? There were so many other things you could have done, but you chose the worst.
It How could you write a record called The Generation somewhere sunny and serene and calm. We couldn't have gone to like the beaches in Florida and wrote a record
No,
like that. So
could have
we had
gone.
to.
You could have gone to Ohio. That place is
We could have gone to
terrible.
Ohio for sure.
Eh.
We were trying to find someone that would actually record us, and
Mhm.
luckily we found Randy LaBeouf, who did Dying Wish and Orthodox and Acacia Strain and all of them, and he wanted to record us. So, and he wanted to help and produce the record and co-write the record. So ultimately, it worked a lot better to find that hellhole as opposed to other ones, which actually,
Well,
to be fair, was very nice. We enjoyed it a lot.
No, I
Yeah.
liked it a lot. We
oh,
talk about how
okay.
bad it was, but I kind of have Stockholm syndrome for that cabin. I want to go back. Miss it.
Yeah, little cabin in the woods, away
Mhm.
from everything, with someone who. Sorry, you said they wanted to record your music?
They wanted to, yeah. It was crazy.
Just as crazy as we are. It's weird.
Did they lose a bet, or do we not
Yeah,
know the
They-
backstory on that?
I think we just kind of I think it was it was the slow season, so we got lucky
Mm.
with that, and then we
Yeah.
paid them a
Yeah.
lot of money
Yeah, we bribed him into it for
because
sure.
they needed
Okay.
more than usual to do it.
Yeah,
But it worked
yeah.
out that way for sure.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And we also saw that you said that you have lyrics surrounding human traits that you don't like. I mean, personally, we hate it when tall people stand directly in front of us at shows. Is that the kind of stuff you're talking about?
Mostly, mostly it's about the types of people I don't like, which
Mhm.
includes super tall people and also
Yeah.
super short people.
Oh,
We dislike both of those. So
okay.
I felt very fueled by those humanistic traits to write a
Mhm.
whole record about
Well,
humans.
we can't wait to hear about the height discrepancies
Hmm.
over a course of 12 to 15 songs. That's going to
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
quite the listening experience. Yeah, yeah. And speaking of people that we don't like, while we were looking up you guys, we came across a
Hmm.
few lamb goat articles, and
Hmm.
the comments are so precious. The light of
They're
our
Mhm.
real.
lives.
They're like they're real nice. We
Some of the
enjoy
best
reading
comedy.
those and kind of feeling better about ourselves afterwards.
Yeah, yeah, we'd love to read you some of our favorites, and you can let us know your responses.
Oh, of course.
So, the first one was, Yo, I didn't know the goth dude in Grandma's Boy was the singer in this band.
That's an offensive one because
I
that's
have personal
not.
beef with those comments because the goth dude from Grandma's Boy is me, not Justin.
It's true. Like
Get it right.
I would like to question that person and see
This
how
setup is
often
mine, not his.
they actually watched Grandma's Boy
Yeah,
because the guy in
Which
Grandma's
one of us
Boy
wears a trench coat?
is wearing complete latex
It's me.
and has slicked back hair, and I don't know
Me.
if they've noticed, but I don't do either of those things. That's actually the most you know what? That's actually the most offensive one of those comments. I take
offensive 'cause
personal
they get it
offense to
wrong.
that one because it's incorrect.
Unless they mean that, like, we don't know. They didn't say it's Justin, but they also didn't say it's me, and it's definitely me.
Anyways.
okay. I mean, that's honestly, that's valid. He should
Yeah.
know that the guy from Grandma's Boy is actually you, Elaine.
No.
How dare they? This was an interesting one, and we didn't quite know what exactly they were trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like a self burn on them as well, but they were also trying to go to you. They said, if my parents had built any self esteem in me as a kid, like many others, music would be better, and trash like you wouldn't have a place.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is you're not brave enough to try to do better than anybody else, but you'll just sit in your room and talk shit and not,
See, I appreciate
you could do better, do better.
I appreciate comments like that because to me that says that they were raised in maybe the 50s, and so they're
Right.
probably also a time traveler just like me. So if anything, that's probably coming from one of my peers. So I appreciate them. Thank you. If you can find that person, tell them thank you for us.
We'll go into our databases and try and find who that is.
Yeah.
We were just a little confused because most of the music put out there is done by people whose parents were mean to them. I feel like that's where most good music stems from anyway.
I agree.
So why wouldn't you put out music because your parents
Anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if
I
I
mean,
wanted to put out music that my parents liked, I would have probably stayed in Christian school. So, and I think if you want to find parental approval on music, I think that this Lambgo commenter could do much better. He could do a much better job looking, because he did a terrible job landing on us. I don't know. That was a poor effort on his part.
yeah, we'll let him know. He's
Yeah.
probably watching this video hating us anyway.
No.
I don't
He's
know about you,
saying
Lambgoat commenter, but my parents are proud of me.
someone's got to be. And our last one, which is more of a question, it says, "What is this? Am I gay now?"
And they are
Yeah.
gay now.
Yeah. Okay.
That was actually the whole goal. And
Mhm.
if you had to ask,
Conversion therapy
if
went the other way.
if they watched it and had to ask that question, then they are absolutely gay now.
Okay.
Like, if that thought comes up, it's because the mind lasers that we shot in the video worked, and you're now gay. So
Mhm. Mhm.
you're
Okay.
welcome for that.
It's better
Okay.
this way, I promise.
Yeah. You heard it. You're gay now.
You're gay now.
All right, moving on from that bright light of the internet. You guys are apparently touring soon.
Mhm.
Yeah, people are gonna leave their homes, presumably, to watch you, visiting a lot of interesting places along the
I
way.
hope so.
Maybe, and some boring places.
Yeah.
Maybe. Which band member is the worst to tour with, and why?
I'm the worst to tour with, by far. And the reason why is because I'll never stop at the local watering holes. I just keep going and going and going, because we have to have a schedule and a timeline to fit. And also because if I spend too much time on this planet, then I have to go back home. So I'm trying to do everything as quickly as possible. It's also why we hit those small towns, because if we didn't, then I'd have to drive even further to go to places. So
Yeah,
we have to play the small towns too.
So you're kind of like the dad, and the kids see like south of the border on I-95, and they're like, "Please stop!" And you're like, "We don't
Yeah.
have time for this."
That kid is me, because
You know-
I've never been.
you know what-
I drove past
you know
it
what's
once and
funny?
I got so mad.
This
'cause
is-
I've never
this is
been, everybody else has.
Being totally unironic, that actually has exactly happened, and that
And
that
I'm the
literally
only
has
person
happened.
in the band who hasn't been. And
That
they
literally
wouldn't stop for
happened
me.
word for word, and I said, "No, we're not stopping
It
at
was
south
like
of the border."
3 in the morning, and I was so mad. We drove past it. I saw there's an arcade in there. I got pissed.
You wouldn't stop at south of the border.
So I have stopped like 2 or 3 times, but for whatever reason on that trip, I decided that maybe we
I don't get
wouldn't
to
stop
go.
at the racist truck stop. We would just continue to go. But next time we will, because I actually really do like it. And now that we're driving, we haven't played South Carolina in a long time, and now we're playing South Carolina again on this tour. So that's all the more reason to stop at the jewel of the South, south of the border, and wherever South Carolina that is. Somewhere.
Well, wait, aren't you playing New Brooklyn Tavern in South Carolina?
We are, yeah.
Okay, so that's in the middle of the state.
It's okay. I'll go out of my way to find it.
Okay. Just a quick geography lesson, but that's fine.
Uh-huh.
That's fine. And you're also stopping at the new work play venue, Canteen in Birmingham on April 11th, which we think is owned by one of the boomers who run Furnace Fest, which you guys also played at. Do you even
We also
like
did play.
Birmingham, or was that booking like just a completely a mistake?
Birmingham is the kind of place that you go to really appreciate the rest of your life. So I enjoyed going there so I could see the way the rustic live. It's very cool. We are one with them. We wrote a whole record about electronic mechanical degeneration. So Birmingham had to be played on this tour. Otherwise we would have completely failed. So we're playing the home of rusty mechanical items. So that's one of our most excited stops on this.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like it. And then like you said that you did play Furnace Fest again on purpose. Like someone asked you to do it and you said yes. Yeah, what was that
like? And then
like?
we wrote a whole record about all the rusty shit behind the shed stage.
So there is a lot. There's a lot of tetanus back there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was awesome. It was amazing. We got to play with all of our favorite bands that we also saw in a time machine. So it was kind of the best of both worlds. We got to I mean, it was Ozfest 98 for us. I don't even know. We didn't play Furnace Fest. We played Ozfest 98 and then it was repackaged. There was some sort of green screen going on behind us. I don't know what you guys actually saw, but
Yeah.
that was our Ozfest 98 set. But it was great. I mean, all the bands that played there made sense. They were all from that era. So.
Yeah, they were all for very, very elderly scene kids who are desperately trying to cling to their youth. Yeah. It was interesting because we were there and people saw you guys setting up on stage and they were extremely confused as to what was happening in front of their eyes. And then as you played, they seemingly seemed to enjoy it, but we aren't sure. Yeah.
I think the best part is that it was like 11 a.m. And if you were the type of person that shows up on the third day of a music festival
for the first
at 11
band
a.m.
on the small stage.
See, I think that you deserve that punishment personally. We were just giving you what you deserved for showing up that early. For punishing yourself, we were going to continue the suffering.
Yeah, suffering is a word that we would use.
Yeah. And if you willingly if you willingly show up for the first band on the third day of a festival, you know what you're going to get, and it's suffering. Yeah. You were there because you hate yourself.
Yeah, because you guys played on the shed stage, which is the one with the terrible sound. So
yeah, it was awesome.
But at least it's not in the sun.
It is not in the sun.
It wasn't in the sun.
No. I love the shed stage. I love the no sun.
What SPF do you wear? We're just wondering.
100. That's not a bit.
It's literally 100.
I found this spray-on 100 SPF from Walmart. Don't remember the brand. It's the only sunscreen that I don't have to like cake on to not get burnt. I can literally like light dusting and I'm good.
Just a light dusting.
Light dusting. I've worn it to Disney. I've worn it to Universal. I wore it at Furnace Fest. I wore it at both fests in Vegas, both when we were young and Sick New World. Didn't get burnt once. Great.
Yeah. Hopefully one of your listeners could have actually seen that and possibly even like recorded it or filmed it to some extent, because we were standing right outside the shed stage, spraying down every inch of our bodies before we played and after we played too, because we sweated it off. So then we had to do it again.
I carried my little festival backpack around with the clear shit so that people could see in it with a bottle of sunscreen in it. It was great. It's like the only thing that was in there was water and sunscreen.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I will die if I'm in the sun.
I'd like to just go back to something you said. So you go to Disney?
Oh yeah, we actually are very, very supportive of the Disney Empire.
The mouse.
You're Disney adults?
The Walt Disney Empire, yes.
He calls himself a Disney adult. I just like roller coasters. Disney has a Tron roller coaster now, so I'm chilling. That's great. That's my favorite part.
So you're Disney World, not Disneyland?
We'll go to both. Yeah,
you'll go to both.
We live in. Yeah, we are stationed currently in Las Vegas, which is closer to Disneyland. So.
Oh, and Area 51.
I mean, I wasn't going to put it like that.
We made the connection.
Obvious.
We have the yarn. We have the yarn wall now.
I mean, no comment on that actually. So we can cut this part of the interview, right? We can cut this part.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We're definitely cutting it.
Good. Okay.
But you also said Universal, so is it Disney then Universal, or are they on par?
Like I said, we support the evil empire, so it's Disney and it's Universal.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay, I feel like one of you has a way bigger opinion on that than the other one, and is a bit more passionate. I'm not going to say who, but I think we all know who.
I just like roller coasters.
We all love roller coasters.
I love a good roller coaster. They can't be too scary. If they're too scary, I'll cry. But if they're not, then we're chilling.
Okay, that's why you decided to do this interview. Besides Disney and Universal and more roller coasters, what is on the horizon for Wristmeetrazor?
More traveling, more world domination.
Okay.
Other countries, other worlds, other hardcore hotlines. We'll be on all of them.
We weren't aware that there were other hardcore hotlines, so now we're going to have an existential crisis about that after this. Thank you so much. Now we're going to be thinking about different dimensions and
Different
sort of
timelines.
things. Yeah, different timelines. So fun. That's great. We're not going to just sit in a dark room later and think about that. Is there anything else you'd like our numerous fans in other timelines and dimensions to know?
Our record, Degeneration, comes out March 29th to all Earthlings in this realm and other realms. We play a bunch of really great cities following that immediately, which includes both a great show in Charlotte at Milestone, which we will possibly get to meet the host of this show at, and we've been considering that as a milestone on our tour. And then as well, we also play Birmingham, Alabama at Canteen and Workplace a few days after that, and we're very much looking forward to that as well because we love Furnace Fest and all the people that run that, and we're very thankful that they want us to come back and play another show for them.
Yes, yes. That didn't sound like you were being held hostage at all. Thank you so much for that.
Yes.
That is all the time we have today. Thanks again to Justin and Elaine from Wristmeetrazor. You can catch them on tour and question your sexuality this spring and listen to their new album, Degeneration, starting March 29th, wherever you listen to music. We look forward to seeing the comments on this one especially, so don't let us down, and we'll see you next time.